Hi everyone, how you doing? This is Jeff from Skype GuitarLessonsOnline.com, and again this week we are looking at guitar grade initial. This really is again aimed at the beginner starting off on the guitar, and in this one we're just going to look at some ideas on improving the way you play on the popular track. I'm doing a lot of story here. On the most popular track in the whole section, which is Black Betty. Now everybody remembers when they say Black Betty, everyone thinks of Ram Jam. This definitely isn't the Ram Jam version. I think a beginner would have a bit of a challenge playing that Ram Jam, so they would. This is played in more of the traditional way of playing blues. Written by a gentleman called Lead Belly. Love them names of them blues players. Blind Lemon Jefferson features in another track in the guitar grades here for Trinity. Lead Belly. Yeah. Now, really, it's just working through what we know as a 1-4-5 chord progression, which is an E5, A5, and also, in fact, it's a 1-2. Now, you're only going to be playing two chords in this song. So we're playing an E5, and there's also an A5 in there. Now the E5, you're just going to be playing the bottom E string, and we're going to fret with our finger on the second fret of the A string. Now what I also do, I like to do, and I've advised my students, I let this first finger get a bit lazy and let it touch the D string underneath. That way, when you're picking down there, if you do just happen to just get a little bit kind of over the top with your downstrokes with the pick, you don't worry about hitting that D string. You're still going to get this E5 sound that we're after in this song. If you hold the finger up too high, you end up getting this E minor 7 chord. Like that, so we don't want to do that. We start bursting into another song altogether. So a little bit of Bryan Adams. So we don't certainly want that. Not that there's anything wrong with Bryan Adams, of course. Now, so use that first finger just to mute that string underneath, and the beginning section just opens with what I like to call a chug, which is just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, through the verse we get one bar again, continues through the E, then we've got to change. We've got to drop down to the A5. Now the way we do that, we just move that first finger down, and we're going to play the A and the D string this time. And again, I let that first finger get a little bit lazy in its position and mutes that G string underneath. Also, what I always try and get my students to do is to roll that thumb over the top slightly so it's touching the low E string. That way again, if you strum down, pick down, you don't worry about hitting this E, because if you do hit the E and you don't have it covered, muted, it just doesn't work for the song. We get this sound like that. So definitely something that we don't want to hear, and of course the examiner will be looking out for that to make sure that you're being accurate with the movement. So as well as making sure you are picking these two strings, which is really what the goal is, mute the G string with the bottom part of your first finger, and try and roll this thumb round to cover that. So the chorus, which is kind of played quite a few times in this, would go like this on the E5: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, muting that E string so I can get in on there on that E5 there. Okay, like that. You just see how that thumb was raised, moving backwards and forwards as I was playing. Now, the first section, the first one, we're just going to play two E5s, and then we're going to play this little riff, which is really your first riff that you'd be playing as a guitarist here. Now, I use my second finger to pick up the third fret, which is the G, and then I play the open A string. First finger plays first finger, then I drop my second finger on second fret, lift that up and I try and keep the two fingers down there. I don't kind of, keep that first finger down if you can, so you're just playing there. And then it's easier just to go back, and then lifting the first finger clear. And then I do, because of the distance down I am, I then go to my third finger, and then bring in the first finger back on that E5 chord. So it would go like this. Like that. The chorus is the same again. We go back in, we're doing that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we've got the part where you're just playing the first part, the first beat on each of the changes in the chords. We get this 1, 2. Now remember, once you've played that, put your hand palm onto the strings, kill the sound off. Okay, we don't want that guitar. It's not one of them big, long, big power chords. It's just a. Then on the A, same thing. Okay, like that. 2 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Repeat. 2 and 3 and 4 and. Like that. Then we just go and play the outro of the song, which is just the standard chorus. So you're back on your E5s. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. Like that. Fun song to play. All my students, they really enjoy playing along with that track. They get the whole rock and roll feel going there on that. On the acoustic guitar, still comes across as good as the electric guitar. We don't have to worry about cranking it up with any distortion, anything like that at this level. It still works. Just playing it through just a normal, clean setting. I've got on the electric guitar here. Hope you enjoyed that little insight and some ideas and methods for playing the track Black Betty. Remember, in the exam, this is your technical focus. So they are looking at your technique. As well, you know, your performance does count in there, but it's your technique, how you approach this. So really do look at these mutes, because that will improve the quality of the chord as you're playing it through. So really help you with the marks for the examiner. So until next time, I will bid you farewell. This again is Jeff from Skype Guitar Lessons Online. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. See the link beneath there. Click on that. I look forward to seeing you and sharing some ideas and thoughts on the Trinity Rock and Pop guitar grade curriculum. So until then, goodbye. Speak to you soon.